Hey guys, it's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. In today's video, I want to get into 7 or 8 players the Cowboys should be seriously taking a look at in this year's upcoming draft for the first pick. Let's go. Okay, guys, I'm back. And hey, I want to talk about players that the Cowboys should potentially look at in this year's upcoming 2022 draft. We know now the season is over. All of us are disappointed with the outcome of the season and the loss in the first round. But now the question is what can the Cowboys do to get better? How do we move forward in a way to still try to go for 6? So hey, this is a straight business video. I have no favorites, I have no friends. I'm looking explicitly at what's gonna be best for the Cowboys and how the Cowboys can right some of the wrongs and strengthen that whole team in terms of players and where they need to go position by position. So, in my opinion, it's 3 main areas that the Cowboys need to address in order to strengthen this roster going into the next season. Number 1, it will be depth at the offensive line. We did have injuries and games missed by several key players, and we need to begin to shore up the depth at tackle in particular because we may have injuries, we may have changes with certain positions and roles, and we need to make sure that we have a young, good tackle besides Terrence Steele, who actually played awesome in my opinion and deserved to start the whole year. However, that wasn't the case. But we do need another viable source at tackle, at left tackle, just in case our left tackle gets injured like he did this past season. Great player, Hall of Famer, 100%, but hey, we need a little bit more depth. Also, if you look at the linebacker position, besides Micah Parsons, we didn't have a bunch of explosive plays. And I do keep in mind that we did have injuries in that group of players in this season with Jabril Cox and some others. However, I believe to balance the field and to be able to effectively stop the run in terms of your front 7, we need another linebacker with some speed and with some tenacity in terms of pass rush and or being able to stop the run to solidify this defense and make us even better than we were this year and take it to the next level. And number three, my personal favorite, I think we need a big 1 technique. I still think we need a big 1 technique that can take up space and that can actually command double teams by the offensive line. Now, Gallimore came back and he played fantastic. Osa played fantastic, but I think that primarily these guys would excel in a 3 technique position, although Gallimore did play the 1 technique and he looked very, very good in the games he played this year. But if we can add a natural big body, a earth eater, a big guy that's more than 325 pounds that can really put pressure on that offensive lines that we play, our linebackers can run free. And also, I think that naturally enhances our pass rush because it commands that our pass rushers, if we're able to bring back Gregory and we got Parsons and we have Tank Lawrence, all right, it naturally commands one-on-one pass blocking situations, which would favor the Cowboys tremendously in that way. And my last position of need, and I just mentioned it, would be pass rusher. We did have Dorrance Armstrong, we did have Basham, who were both serviceable, but I believe that on the other side of on the defensive line, we're gonna need a little bit more. I'm not sure about what's gonna happen with Randy Gregory at this point. This is early, so I could change on this, but this is a preliminary video to give you guys just a little bit of juice and some insight into how I think this whole thing should play out. I think that Gregory was solid for us. He was good for us when he was on the field. But I'm not sure what's going to happen with his contract situation and what the Cowboys' thoughts are long term about the dollars that he may command. So it would not hurt the Cowboys either to draft a young, explosive pass rusher to help as well and to solidify the defensive front. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is several guys that I think the Cowboys should target in and around the 24th pick of the first round that, in my mind, could potentially be available. All right. So, number one, Christian Harris. Christian Harris is a linebacker from the University of Alabama. He can rush. He's rangy. He makes plays all over the field. He will be an excellent yin and yang to Micah Parsons in terms of playmaking ability. He's been coached by one of the best defensive college coaches that's ever coached, Nick Saban. So he would come to the Cowboys being play ready, day one, suit him up, put him out there. That guy's gonna make some plays for you. So, number two, and this is a guy that's kind of a sleeper pick. This is Drake Harris, all right? Drake Harris is a defensive end that played for the University of Southern California, USC. And so he is a long, bendy type defensive end, has long limbs, has some really good burst, has some good bend, and I think that he could be a value pick for the Cowboys somewhere near the bottom of the first round. Now, going to offensive tackle, Ike Ekwonu. So Ike Ekwonu is a tackle that has to me tremendous upside. He's a big, long, strong guy. Now he very well could be a top 10 talent based on how well he plays in the Senior Bowl and how well he does in the workouts. But if things don't work out exactly as they should for him, he's a guy, in my opinion, that could slip. And he would just be a tremendous value pick and just tremendous talent to come in and back up Tyron Smith and help out on the offensive line in years to come. And going to the defensive tackle position, the one technique that I have my eye on that I think would just be a tremendous pick for the Cowboys would be Jordan Davis. He is a complete unit. They say he's listed at 6'6", 330. I think he's closer to 350 or 360. He's a mountain of a man, and this guy pushes the pocket. He completely pushes the pocket. He's athletic enough to run down the line and make plays. He does lack in some pass rushing capability, but in terms of what he did in the national championship game and what he did all year for the Georgia Bulldogs, he was great at the point of attack. He's impossible to move. He eats up blocks. He's gonna free up your linebackers and also help your pass rush because he's gonna dictate that unless you run two tight ends and are max protection to block and for your quarterback, your defensive ends are going to be pretty much one-on-one all game long because you have to put two guys on him and one guy can't block him. Also, Nicholas Petty-Farrar. He's a tackle, athletic tackle, and I like him a lot, and I think he's a great value pick out of Ohio State. And so he played left and right tackle and played equally well, looked comfortable at right tackle, looked comfortable and played well at left tackle as well for Ohio State. And I think that he would be a fantastic pick for the Cowboys somewhere around pick 24 if he's still available. So those are a couple guys that I think are just really fantastic and that will be really good for the Cowboys. My last two and just finishing up with this would be Nick Benito. Nick Benito is a linebacker / pass rusher for the University of Oklahoma, explosive in the Big 12. I mean, beat every tackle he played against in the Big 12. and is, maybe considered a little undersized, but he's fast, he's quick, he's explosive, he can make plays, and he will be great. A guy that might be a reach that may not be available, but he could fall based on workouts is Nicole Dean. Nicole Dean is a linebacker that played for the University of Georgia. Another guy that was a good blitz linebacker, but also was a guy that played with enough speed and range to really help his team and make plays all over the field in the SEC. So he's a guy that I would trust to come in immediately from the linebacker position and work very, very well in that Dan Quinn defense to solidify what we have and help make us stronger. So guys, listen, this is preliminary. This is some of the OC's best choices for the Dallas Cowboys going into the 2022 draft. Keep your eye out for more content like this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to these videos. Turn on your bell notification icons so you can get the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news. Also, follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Until next time, guys, we'll talk soon.